I hope you get unstuck and move forward with clarity, confidence, and real skill building. And today we're going to talk about the one trick that makes learning any skill easy. And I'm going to reference a book that I've been reading, Chris Hadfield's about how to think like an astronaut. And the biggest takeaway lesson I got from the book is preparation. So when you're learning any skill, you must prepare. Not only prepare for the learning, but also prepare for the opportunity. And I'm going to give you multiple examples, not only from the book, but also from my personal experience on how preparation has helped me learn any skill and get ahead in life. All right, so let's go back to Chris Hadfield. He had a vision at 9 years old to become an astronaut. He really wanted to be an astronaut. He was Canadian, he was an American, and he didn't know how. So he thought like an astronaut. He did things that astronauts would do. So he became a fighter pilot, a test pilot, eventually an astronaut. And in the book, he talks about it took him 25 years of preparation just in case to become an astronaut. Now, Chris Hadfield shares the same birthday as my brother, and my brother is a rally race car driver. And on one of his birthdays, I actually contacted the Canadian Space Station so that Chris Hadfield could send my brother an autographed photo for his birthday because they share the same birthday, February 2nd. Anyway, he did send that, him or the assistant, I don't know which one, sent an autographed copy to my brother's mailbox. It was amazing. My brother was so happy. And he shares a lot of his fundamental philosophies, which is prepare just in case one day you become the person you want to become. My brother always wanted to be a rally race car driver. He is an engineer just like Chris Hadfield, and he spent his entire life, I'm talking about 10, 15 years, almost 20 years now, in a garage underneath the hood of a car. He was preparing, he was understanding the mechanics of a car, and today he actually races, and he's raced at national races in America, which has been great. And he always prepares, he always learns, he enjoys the journey. Much of what Chris Hadfield talks about. I'll give you a personal example. I wanted to get into a top university in the United States. It was called Carnegie Mellon University, and a foundation that I worked with was providing scholarships. They had given me a scholarship to go to college. I received the Posse Foundation Scholarship Award. Now, I thought, what are the chances that they'll give me money again to go for my master's program? And what was available was public policy and management, which I was always interested in. I always wanted to be a diplomat, and then I became a journalist in Lebanon during the Arab Spring. So I said, fine, I'm going to apply. Maybe I'll get in. It's in Pennsylvania. It's a robotics school, like famous for its robotics that went to Mars. Also, Gmail was invented there. Much of Uber's research team was at Carnegie Mellon. Actually, Uber poached the professors and students and created a research center there and hired early employees from Carnegie Mellon. So I remember I had absolutely no skills. When it comes to quantitative skills like math, statistics, algebra, I haven't taken a math class in 10 years. So in high school, I've taken Algebra 1, sucked at it. I've taken an accounting class in college, and my work was managerial by way of hustling, but I didn't really have like the quantitative skills. My brother was the engineer, I was the artist. My mom's like, how could you get into this university? You have no skills. But I'm like, how can I prepare in getting into this university? I took math classes at a local community college because it reduced my cost of tuition. So I paid only $5,000 rather than enrolling in an advanced learning program. I was on YouTube. I wore a Carnegie Mellon t-shirt every day to sleep just so I can prepare for that opportunity. And mind you, the universe sends you, or God sends you signs. It whispers when you're on the right track. I actually received wonderful grades. I had a math tutor. I completed the program, and then I applied, and Carnegie Mellon told me, you need to go through our math boot camp this summer, this qualitative boot camp. Now, my grades weren't A's, they were like B's during this boot camp period, and I had to get an 80 on my statistics and algebra exam. No, statistics and probability. Mind you, it was a lot harder than the community college classes. So I ended up going anyway, and I failed one test. I believe it was probability by 1 point. So I had to get 80 on both exams in order to qualify for the public policy and management program at Carnegie Mellon and keep my scholarship. I failed by 1 point. Now at this point, people would just accept no and go back. And I said, no, I meant to go here. I need additional preparation. What else do I need to do to get in? And I actually reapplied the following year and I got in. And I also told the admissions, I believe it took me 2 years to get into this program because the first time I applied, I didn't qualify yet. And this is why I had to go through the math summer boot camp classes, camp. That's when I failed the exam by 1 point. And I went to the dean and I just knew my truth. I'm like, I need to be here. I'm going to commit to working on campus and for the community, for the city. I ended up working for the mayor of Pittsburgh. And I just told her, I'm not leaving. And she was so shocked. And she said, well, you can't keep your scholarship because your grades are too low. And I said, we have to figure out a way to transfer my scholarship funds. Whichever program I take, I have to come to this school. I ended up transferring from public policy to public management, which was more of like a little bit of a business degree, not a strict policy quantitative degree. And then my scholarship did transfer. They've never done it. And this was a unique case. But the thing is when you prepare for any skill, any goal, any program, you have to go through the motions of preparing and never taking a no. A no means you don't have enough information. A no means you need to adjust your course this way. And just like Chris Hadfield spent 25 years preparing to be an astronaut, I spent 2 years preparing to get into a quantitative university where I had absolutely no experience. And my brother spent about 20 years of his life preparing to be a rally race car driver. I swear that this preparation is the only thing that you need to do to train in any skill, any program, and you will be a master by way of preparation. And it will take time and you will do it. And I'm greatly enjoying Chris Hadfield's book about his life as an astronaut because it just reminds all of us that if you could just prepare, you might actually get to the place that you're going. And in the next video, I will talk about the only 2 skills that you need in life to get by and thrive. Thanks for watching. And as always on this channel, we close with do the best that you can every day.